What the hell is going on? Zikfried took a deep breath as he exited the throne room, a look of confusion clearly written on his face. Exactly an hour ago, he received news that had not occurred to him. One of his knights came running to him to tell him that the Emperor's soldiers, fully armed, had raided Fenric's palace. The goal was to arrest him for the murders of Atari Hanan and Noah Deverne. It was enough that the Emperor mobilized his own forces instead of commissioning the church knights, as was usual, for Zikfried to realize that all of this was planned by Dietrich alone. If there had been real evidence, Zikfried, as the leader of the church's knights, would not have been the last to know what had happened. Moreover, Zikfried now knew of Dietrich's sick passion for Presepe, and of his jealousy of Fenric in return. This was not strange to him, as he himself almost fell into the same feeling one day. Rather, he saw it with his own eyes. Matters relating to Duke Fenric are not for the church to interfere in. Zikfried hurried to the imperial palace and asked to appear before the emperor, but received only an icy cold response from Dietrich. In addition, your knights must from now on devote all their efforts to guarding the imperial palace and eliminating rebel groups. Rebels? Your Majesty, what do you mean? Duke Fenric's private soldiers. There is a high possibility that they will ally themselves with the second prince's group that has not yet been liquidated, and you must bear the responsibility of eliminating them. Here the meeting ended. Dietrich ordered Zikfried out with a frozen, unyielding face, and the latter left the throne room in a dazed state. Duke Fenric could not do such a thing. If Fenric really intended to rebel, as Dietrich says, he would not have procrastinated in this way. He had many opportunities to attack the imperial palace during the previous chaos. Even from Zikfried's perspective, the emperor's action was completely incomprehensible. Moreover, how could Fenric be the killer of Atari Hanan and Noah Deverne? The Duke had no reason to hold a grudge against them. There was no connection, not even a point of contact. While he was deep in thought as he walked down the corridor, he suddenly stopped moving. Presepe? Zikfried also heard what happened in the concert hall. It was Noah Deverne who approached her first, and Atari Hanan stepped in to stop him. He even tried to commit a heinous and unmentionable act. But, could this be reason enough? However, many unreasonable things were already happening in front of him. Dietrich, who went crazy because of Presepe. And Ivan, who was immersed in madness himself. And Zikfried, who still refused to confess, but in his dreams he knew that he too was not innocent of those feelings. And if these two dead people had the same feelings, is this the reason for their killing? It's better to continue like this, Zikfried. This is more suitable for you. Suddenly that conversation came to his mind. That was the day he handed over to Fenric documents related to the Demon King from the church archives. Instead of aspiring to useless things and putting yourself in danger, wouldn't it be better to live for Adluya? Aspire to useless things, and put yourself in danger. Zikfried muttered with a pale face as he replayed Fenric's words in his mind. It doesn't make sense. His eyes darted to the distant western tower, where Presepe was a prisoner. If what he thinks is correct, does Presepe know about it? Or did she stay with the Duke all that time because she didn't know? And if she tries, as she did before, to blackmail the Emperor with her personal security to return to the Duke? Don't you have to know everything? Zikfried swallowed slowly. Crazy Emperor. And Duke Fenric, who may have actually committed murder. And Presepe, who is stuck again in her cage. After a long moment of thinking about what he should do, he began to walk quickly towards the tower in which Presepe lay. It's been a long time, Presepe. She saw Vidar standing in front of the window. As for Vidar, he kept staring at her with concentration, while she met him with looks filled with doubt. She had many questions that she wanted to confront him with, but the strange thing was that Vidar today seemed a little different from all the previous times she had seen him. As if, why do you make this face every time you look at me? I came for you, because I am worried about you. His tone was strange, uncomfortably friendly, and unnervingly gentle. Even his blue eyes, calm as a lake, and his low voice that touched her ear. Just like Fenric. Whatever thoughts were running through Presepe's head, Vidar slowly began to step towards them. But every time he took a step closer to her, she took 2 steps back, and if he took 2 steps closer, she took 3 steps back. Please don't come near me. Why? Why? Vidar furrowed his eyebrows slightly. I didn't do anything, so why? Why do you always look at me like that? He didn't understand. But the surprise was that Vidar obeyed her this time. He didn't try to get any closer, just stayed a few steps away, staring at her silently. A cold silence quickly fell between them. Although she saw for herself how Dietrich placed tight guards around the place, the question of how Vidar was able to enter no longer crossed her mind. He used to appear this way even in Fenric's palace. You lied to me, didn't you? Actually, you're not just a monster, are you? I remembered Ivan's speech, which was strange from reality, as if someone had told him a lie. She also remembered his mysterious death. As far as she knew, there was no one in this world capable of killing a fighter of his level, which rarely appeared even once every 100 years, except for only one being, King of Demons. The true hero of the novel, Precipice's cage. The person I searched for tirelessly. Do you remember? But Vidar did not answer her question, but rather asked another question, my name. What did you say? I told you about it, back then. Of course she remembered. But what does this have to do with now? Whether she knew his name or not, what did it matter to him? Check for yourself. Then you will know what I really am. But how are you supposed to notice? When you open the Book of Memories you can use system functions even outside the West Tower. She suddenly remembered what she had forgotten. Notice, you can also use the event log and flashback feature instantly, and you can get hints about the character you are trying to win. However, you must decrypt it to open it. That Book of Memories that you couldn't even look at before. Notice, the password is the hero's real name. That annoying alert. Does he know? Is he saying this when he knows? But how could she know the hero's real name if she couldn't even open the book before? Her violet eyes were filled with confusion. Anyway. I came to help you. Won't you listen to me first? Vidar moved again with long strides towards her. She retreated again, but this time she hit the wall, and there was no longer any way to escape. But Vidar coldly said to her words that were more shocking than her previous confusion. Do you know why Fenric killed Atari Hannon and Noah Deverne? What? Because of you. He killed them with his own hands, so he could have you alone.